What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video for newbiologyclinic.com. I wanted to take this time to share with everyone on the public platform some things that I've actually been talking about with my son and his mindset as a 6-year-old kid when he's trying to figure something out or he's having a hard time with something, hearing the words "I can't." He says, "I can't, I can't." And something that, a lot of people that we know, teachers and friends and, those who have kids themselves, a lot of times we hear the "I can't yet, I can't yet," meaning that there's the room for growth, which I do love. I think it's really, really powerful. But I thought, well, I heard rather something interesting, funny enough, from Matthew McConaughey and his dad, which I think is very important too, because if you break the words down, what it can do psychologically for a lot of us. And what he brought up in an interview was the words, instead of "I can't," "I'm having trouble with." And I think this is super powerful for not just kids, but as adults as well. When you hear the words "I can't yet," which again, I know what insinuates, what it stands for, what its meaning is, and it is positive rather than the negative. But you're still saying the words "I can't," and sometimes. If you've been in relationships or you yourself, just with yourself, you hear yourself say things and then tune out the rest of it. You could be in a relationship and hear someone say, "That's not what I said," but all they heard was what they've heard. So our minds and our psyche can play those tricks on us. And if we hear the words "I can't" enough, we might not even hear the word "yet." So by taking that out of the equation or out of our vocabulary, as a kid and as an adult as well, being able to hear the words "I'm having trouble with," is you can hear the word trouble and going, okay, with the word trouble is that this is a problem that I'm trying to solve. There's something that's getting in the way of what it is that I want or what I'm trying to achieve here. And it's not, there's nothing in the word that I'm aware of with the word trouble that is going to put somebody in the mindset of, "I can't do this. I'm incapable," or "I'm incapable of achieving something." So what I've been trying to do with my son is taking that and changing my verbiage and my dialogue to match in line with that, because for me there is something powerful to say "I am having trouble with," and being able to express that to him when I am dealing with something of going, "I'm having a trouble with this situation," or "I'm having a hard time in this moment," or he sees me trying to solve something and I'm having a difficult time. "What's wrong, Dad? I can't figure this out yet," or "I'm having trouble with this, but I'm going to figure it out. I will figure it out," or "we're going to figure it out." And just trying to set that precedent with myself, with my son, but also for you and yourself and maybe your family or your loved ones to be able to say, "What are you doing over there? What are you trying to do? What is your intention, or why are you doing this exercise? Why are you doing these movements? Why are you trying to change your patterns and your ways?" "Well, I've been having trouble with this. And with that, I'm trying to succeed. I want to see a new life. I want to see change." "Well, why do you think that's possible? You've tried it before, but you've never been able to do it." "Well, I've had trouble in the past." And instead of saying "I couldn't do it before, I just couldn't do it, but now I'm trying," it's going, "I was having trouble. I hadn't found the right approach. I haven't found the right way that is going to allow me to make those changes. I was having trouble, but now I've come to a solution. I'm finding solutions." And it just gives us the power of our own words, our own spelling, right? Spelling is magic. It's casting spells here. We can set our own spells. And I don't mean this to be woo woo. I'm saying you can literally put in the world the words in the life you want based off of how you speak. You can speak about, if you believe in God, you can say, "I have God in my corner. I have, the Lord on my side." And a lot of people do speak that way, and I'm all for it. Some people will maybe not speak that way, and that's their choice, right? It's depending on what it is that you're trying to do and what you're trying to get across. And knowing that if you do follow, Christianity or God, and looking at it from, we are created in his image, that I want to speak highly of myself. I want to speak well of myself. And it's not from a space of negative pride, but the pride in the sense of going, I'm capable. I can do this. I'm fully capable. but what is getting in my way? What are the troubles that I'm having to endure? What are the obstacles? Instead of it going, I just can't do it. I just can't, I'm not capable at all. And I just want to get us out of that mindset. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to believe in anything that you don't want to believe in. It's following you. But at the end of the day, we all are going to have to face obstacles. And it's how we approach those obstacles. And if we're having trouble with them, asking ourselves, am I continually saying the words, I can't do this? I can't, yada, yada, yada. Or can we change that to, I'm having trouble with this. This is where I'm having trouble, because now it's definitive. Now it's a definitive place where we can put our attention to problem solve, figure out, go inward rather than, disassociate ourselves from the experience. So I want to give everyone, even if it's not necessarily the perfect, training routine that we're doing here. It's finding these little pieces that do make up the greater change within ourselves. It's not just the exercise or the movements or the protocols or, what you're eating, what you're drinking. It really is, a lot of it is the mindset. And it's not necessarily the mindset of going, I have to work harder. I have to push myself, move past the pain. Like, no, how we work with the mind and how we get the right mindset is as simple as how do we talk about ourselves? How do we think about ourselves? How do we, when we're dealing with obstacles, how do we handle those? Right. And these are the types of things that we can start doing. Everyone can do right now, depending, no matter what you are. It doesn't depend on where your training level is at, your endurance, your strength, doesn't matter. You can all start with the mindset. So I hope moving forward, you can take this, move with this, learn with this, and go, okay, where do I find myself catching myself saying that I can't or I can't yet, and changing it to I'm having trouble with, or I find this to be an obstacle in my life, and this is an obstacle that I want to address. So I hope this helps. Thank you for everyone for being here. And again, newbiologyclinic.com is where you can find me, find our practitioners, our enrichment services, and everything else that you're looking for. I hope to see you all soon. Have a great one. Bye.